I'd like to talk in this video about the terms left and right. I've been seeing on social media a kind of a vein of people saying, in effect, oh, we've got to watch out for left-wing extremism, but we've also got to watch out for right-wing extremism. It would be better if the two parties could kind of come together and work out their differences. It's an understandable sentiment in an age of division, but let's try to be clear on what the division is. So what do we mean when we use these terms left and right? It actually goes back to the French Revolution, in which the people who were for the revolution sat on the left side of the aisle, and that's where the idea of the left came from, the Revolutionary Party. And then the people who opposed the revolution, the party of, you may say, throne and altar, sat on the right. And so that's how we get those terms. And in the European context, left does typically mean the party of revolution and of classical liberalism, and right refers to the party of throne, which is to say the monarchy, the aristocracy, and altar, the party of the established church. But it's important to realize that those terms are completely different in the United States. In the United States, left and right don't mean what they mean in Europe. Why? Well, first of all, the party of the left is not the party of classical liberalism here. That's the party of the right. So the way to think of labels in America is like this. You've got a sort of a spectrum. And on one side, you have the party of freedom. This is the party of different types of freedom. Economic freedom, to be sure, but also civil liberties. And this is the conservatives. Conservatives are trying to conserve the principles of the American Revolution. They are the party of freedom. On the other side, you have the party of state control, and that is the left. The party of socialism, if you will. Sometimes when you hear Democrats argue, I'm not a socialist, I'm not really a socialist, he's more socialist than I am, this is an argument about degrees. If you think of freedom at the one side and government control on the other, ask yourself a simple question. In what direction are all the Democrats pulling? And the answer is really simple. They're all pulling in the direction of expanded state control. So they might differ from one another, kind of the way push differs from shove, but they're on the same side. Bottom line, there is such a thing as an excess, if you will, on the left. There is left-wing extremism, which is too much government control, pushing in the direction of tyranny. But what does it mean to talk about right-wing extremism? Too much liberty? Too much freedom? Too much leaving you alone to live your life as you wish? The concept of right-wing extremism in this sense is incoherent.